Hello, YouTube. How's it going? I hope you're doing good. So yeah, I didn't have time to review the document that we generated on Monday, so we're gonna do it together. We're gonna review that, clean it up a bit, because that is going to be what's up with Blue Ski. Come on, Blue Sky. Go on. Jesus Christ, that took a lot of time. All right. Twitter's out, Discord's out, Blue Ski is out. Should be ready. Why is everything laggy today? My laptop, my tablet is just stuck. There you are. Jesus. Nope, it's still laggy. I'm gonna close it. There you are. All right, let's see if this works from the get-go. And it does. Oh, give me one sec. Gotta make sure I have everything open. And of course, my monitor doesn't work. As it is written. One moment, please. No, there it is. Okay, it took a second, but I got it. I got it. Let me see. Yep, that looks good. Yep. Yep. All I've done so far is I took the document out of Claudio AI, and put it in Markdown format. I found this really neat and clean Markdown editor online, stackedit.io. Really like it. So I'm going to use this to keep the document updated. Hesdin, hello from Indonesia. Hi, how you doing? Hello. So nice. So nice of you to show up. Welcome. So we have a really big document. So, and I'm going to go hopefully really quickly, see if there is things that I really don't want in the final product that are, AI makes mistakes. So we can't use this as face value. We have to review it. We have to edit it. We have to polish it. Oh, by the way, I remembered what the thing that we can use for this at some point is going to have geolocation, right? Because publishers can have their job posted on a specific city, state, right? Users can subscribe and look for jobs on a specific location, city, state. I think I'm going to stick with city, state. We're going to try and get locations, latitude and longitude from that data, and we are going to use TypeSense for the search engine, because TypeSense natively supports filtering data by geolocation, latitude and longitude. Really easy. I don't know how they do it, but it's just stupid easy. So we're going to use that and basically use TypeSense for the as the search engine for the entire project instead of doing it SQL. Instead of doing SQL queries and using formulas to get an accurate location based on the distance of the user inside a radius. I think that's how it works. So that's something that is not in this document, I believe. So we're gonna add it. That's a new one. Stream elements bot running. I don't remember activating that. There is something also that I am curious because I just assume that it's there, but I never tested, never tested, test it. Just want to make sure it still works. And I have to use the my keyboard. Ah, it's not working. Good thing I checked. Hmm. Why? Everything is connected. Why are you not okay? Speaker bot is connected. Stream element is connected. Why are you not working? Why? Why? Hmm. Oh, I'm not logged in. Oh. No, I am. What the hell? What the hell? This is really laggy. StreamerBot is definitely having a moment right now. Hmm. This used to work. I hate it. I hate this. Why do you not work anymore? Anymore. Oh, good. See, not even the ad break works. Why? 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 Just one moment. Doing some live troubleshooting here. Uh, Everything should be in place, but there is no sound coming out of it.
SPC Herber on Twitch said % input %. The stream is now paused for ads.
Wait.
This is a test message. This is a test message.
What was that? How did... What? What? Alright, that was weird. Now it's working?
This is a test message.
Dude, and it played something that was stuck. Message from someone in the past. Let me try it again.
1902 on Twitch said this is another test message.
It literally fixed itself, and I don't know how. I'm not gonna touch it. It works now. Whatever. Let me try it on YouTube as well. It should work on YouTube, probably. Right? It should. No, not you. You. Oh, look at that.
Tuto 1902 on YouTube said a message from YouTube.
All right. Okay. It's working. Not gonna touch it anymore. Let's just be thankful that it works now. And move on. Okay. Let's leave that over there. All right, let's get through this document real quick and just add, remove, or edit whatever it doesn't look good. I already read the product overview. Looks good. Also, the key value propositions also look good. Product architecture, technology stack. We're going to use PHP 8.4 with Laravel 12. Livewire 3. Does these need to be in a separate line? And it's not for admin panel, by the way. Let's just leave it at Livewire 3. Come on. I need you on there. Come on, keyboard. I really need you to work right now. Come on. Come on. Holy fucking shit. Come on. Oh, I know why it doesn't work. Hmm. I was in the view mode. Okay. So livewire 3 for the front end. Testing. We're gonna use PES 4. Switch to view again. PES 4 for testing. MySQL. Okay, this kinda true, but not quite. We're gonna use MySQL for. Am I gonna use MySQL for the database or SQLite? MySQL. MySQL, but we are not going to use this spatial indexing capabilities. That is for geolocation, and we are not going to do that in MySQL. MySQL is going to be exclusively for storage. Styling, we should put in, hey, not me, don't worry. How much time do you spend on setting up what you're working on? More than I care to admit. I have my mind work in mysterious ways, mostly stupid ways. I, it really helps me to know what I'm doing before I start doing anything. And that is to my own, um, what's the word? That works against me as well, because sometimes I get paralyzed when I don't have a clear thing or a clear way or a clear vision of what I want to do. Something that AI has helped me a lot, because creating a document like this, never. Ow, 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 ow. I tell my bosses I'm not doing this because it takes too long. I don't think that's how it works. At least not at work. If something at your work is going to take too long, you just make a rough assumption. This is not the right way, but usually this is how it works. Your boss asks you how long it's going to take. You double the whatever the time you think you're going to take, and then try to make it less than that, so you over deliver. And this, what I'm doing right now, is not usually what happens in real life at work. This is something that rarely happens. Usually when you're, why is my eye so itchy? I think I poked it. 1 sec. Usually at work, you rarely have an opportunity to create something from scratch. But if you do, it really helps that you have some kind of document that will rein you in on what the requirements are, because usually your boss is going to want to know what is it that you're doing and how long it might take, because they're paying for that time. So if you ever have the opportunity to create a document like this, definitely do it, so that you, before you even start coding and spending time on something, you have a clear idea of what you're doing, roughly how long it's going to take, and your boss is going to make the estimation of how much that is going to cost. So before you even begin, yeah, usually that is the PM's job, and you just receive something, you just receive your task, and you try to stay within the deadline. But yeah, that is true. Usually, a project manager is the one that has to handle the time estimations and um, monetary constraints, etc. It really depends on the situation, to be honest. Like I said, most of the time in real life, you're not. Hold on, I have something in my eye. Hold on. Now it's worse. I have an eyelash in my eye, and it's really annoying. Hold on. All right. Sorry about that. Um, Usually, figuring out what you're going to do before you do it is 9 out of 10 times it's going to save you time instead of wasting it, because you whatever time you spend trying to figure out what you're going to do is going to be less time trying to figure it out on the way. It doesn't have to be such a complicated process like this, but there should be some thought process in what you're trying to do before you start. Otherwise, you're going to still gonna get there, and hopefully, you're still gonna you're still going to achieve what you set out to do, but you're going to spend the time that you didn't spend planning. You're going to spend it on trying something and then figuring out if it works or not, and if it doesn't work, you have to roll it back and then try something new, etc. So might as well just know what you're going to do before you start. Yeah, that's what happens to me as well. Even with small tasks, I it is better to have an idea of what you're going to do instead of just saying, "Oh yeah, I'm working on it," and I'm just start typing like crazy, and then halfway figuring out, "No, no, this I'm not doing this right. I should have done this instead," and that is time wasted. So I will agree, not every time you have that luxury, but if you can, plan out first. We are going to use type sense. Oh wait, search engine. All right, that looks good. Styling, Tailwind CSS, push notifications. We're going to use Firebase Cloud Messaging. And for the mobile app, this is going to be native PHP. Is my eye red? Hold on, I'm gonna go to the mirror. I think my eye is red. One sec, be right back. Why am I not back? Come on. There we go. Mic's on. All right. Yeah, it's a little red, but I think it's just from itchiness. Something got in my eye and I wrestled with it too much, so it's a little red, but nothing to worry about. System components, admin web panel. This will be used for publisher and job manager interface. That's fine. Mobile SPA, that would be a mobile app. Job seeker facing application. REST API backend. This will be for data services, not for authentication. Job search. For authentication, I think we could use WorkOS. For mobile. Oh, hey, no, don't do that. Don't do that. WorkOS for the mobile authentication, so users can log in either with email or with social login. Push notification services is going to be Firebase. Analytics, there is no analytics engine per se. That's more of the admin web panels. So the job manager interface with statistics and reporting. We can remove this. Still getting used to the key bindings on this machine. Geolocation service, this is going to use type sense. Admin panel requirements, authentication and authorization. We're just going to have one super admin access, single user with administrative account with complete system privileges. Authentication method, this is redundant. We don't need to know this. This is just a given. For the admin panel, we're going to use filament, so that comes with authentication pre-built, so we don't have to worry about this. Security features, that's just not useful to have here. It's just words, no meaning. Okay, publisher management. We're gonna have publisher creation with company name, company contact email, company description, not really. Website URL, well, yeah. Logo upload capability, I don't know. Maybe let's leave it there, just because filament makes it very easy to have file uploads, but we will assess if it is too much of a thing later on. Status, that's useful. Created and updated timestamps, that's, I don't need to include that here, that is already pre-built in Laravel. Publisher operations, create new publisher accounts, that'll be the admin job. Edit existing publisher information, activate and deactivate publisher accounts, and view publisher statistics and performance metrics. That's, yeah, that works. Job posting management. Creating job posting creation. We will have job title, job description. Yeah, we can have rich text support. That's a filament thing. Very easy to use. Publisher association. That's a given, buddy. We know. Location. We're not gonna use address. That's too granular. We're just gonna have city, state, and country. It is going to have latitude and longitude associated with a job. We're gonna extract or we're going to use. There are several APIs that you can use for free to search a city and a state and a country, and you get the latitude and longitude values for that place in a general area. So we're going to use that to extract the coordinates, which are going to be useful later for filtering via typesense using lat long values. Employment type. This could be batch based, so multiple values. We'll see. But yeah, employment type could be useful. Experience level. So the idea is that we don't. You know what? If that's the case, we are not in charge of. The idea is that we're not in charge of the posting itself. We're just in charge of guiding audience to a publisher who is in charge of that posting. So we don't really need to keep information about salary, experience level, or employment type. We're just going to have the description. Well, we could. Let's leave employment type there for now. The other two, no, not really necessary. The application URL, that's going to be the location on the publisher side where the user goes to apply for a job. Expiration date, that could be useful as well. Oh my God, my eyes. Optional fields, required skills, not necessary. Neither is remote. Well, remote work options, that could be useful. So is the job category or industry and remote work option. Not options, just option, whether you can work remotely or not. All right, that looks good. And for the operations, we're going to create, read, update, and delete job postings. Bulk input capabilities. I have an idea. We are going to have bulk import capabilities using XML. It is a common practice among publishers who, have job information or job postings to give out their listings as XML files. So we're going to try and use bulk updating using XML. Where is it? Here. XML feed. That could be interesting. Job posting status management, draft, active, expired, or archived. That could also work in tandem with XML files, because so one can receive an updated XML file from the same publisher, which has updated job posting information. So we might have to find a way to read an entire XML file, find entries that we have already created, and see if they need updates. Could be like a daily job task or something like that. And feature job designation. That honestly, no. This is going to work differently. We're not gonna have a like a feature job. All of the jobs that we have are going to be grouped in like mixes, and we're going to give weights to those jobs. So it's not gonna be just one feature job, or it could be. Now that I think about it, could be an extra. All right, I'm gonna leave it in for now, but okay. Yeah, job posting groups and weighted selection. So we're going to be able to create and name collections of job postings. We are going to have a percentage based weighting system based on, so all of the jobs in one group will have a chance of showing up to the user based on a percentage basis. And that percentage, well, we had two at the same time. They're just open their game. Freaking bots. Oh, you guys didn't even see it. That's good. Thank you, Twitch. So yeah, basically we are going to have groups of jobs that all of them have a percentage of how much, a chance of being shown to the user. The higher the payout, the higher the chance. And whenever a user registers, after they registered on their site, on our site, they're going to have
The stream is now paused for ads.
feature jobs, or jobs that we show to them. And based on the percentage, we choose one from the group and then show it to the user. We can have more than one group. Could be like one of those social sites or dating sites or something like that, that you can accept or reject an offer, and then you have another offer, and all of those offers can be groups that we can choose from, and then show one first and then another one after. It's like a dating site for jobs. Swipe left, swipe right. Looks like we're seven followers away from this month's goal. So if you're on YouTube and want to hop over to Twitch and give me a follow, that'll be awesome. Thank you. Link in the description. Really appreciate it. And that's it over. We would have the ability to assign or modify the weight of a job posting. All of the jobs must add up to 100%. And yeah, basically that's all. weighted selection algorithm, implement random weighted selection for job distribution, support multiple groups with different weighting strategies. Not really. This one is just not really part of the process. We are going to keep track of selection, performance, and effectiveness, and allow real-time weight adjustments. That is just bullshit. Blah, blah, bullshit. Statistics dashboard, key performance indicators, user metrics. We are going to track user registrations, daily, weekly, monthly active users. That's going to be interesting. Conversion rates and geographic distribution of users. That all sounds useful. As for the job posting metrics, we're going to have total job postings by publisher or in general. No need to specify, but yeah, total job postings and by publisher. Click-through rates of each job posting. Most popular job categories. That sounds fun. Geographic job distribution also sounds useful. And application completion rates. That is not on our domain. That is part of the job of the publisher, not us. Oh, gotta do it here. Sorry. Traffic analytics. We're going to track landing page visits or app page visits. Let's just keep it as app visits. Landing page visits. Let's keep it at that. Again, why is YouTube music just not going? Oh, that's interesting. I use YouTube music for Twitch. So on Twitch, I keep a playlist. And because it's Google as well, it knows that the content is not for kids. So it doesn't play it. Interesting. All right, so app landing page visits, that's fine. Search query frequency and trends. Huh. I do have an idea of how how that can be done. So we're gonna keep it in. Sounds interesting. I don't know if you've seen. As soon as I heard that, I see this. I don't know if you have seen a trend chart of words where the most trending word is like big, and all of the other words are different sizes. I don't know why my mind immediately goes to that kind of report. I want to see if we can build something similar to that. There's got to be a way. So let's keep it. User session duration. That is an interesting metric. I never really tracked that. But how do you track that actually? If it is a mobile app, there's got to be a way. Is there a way to know? Is there a way in native PHP to know when the application is closed or the user navigated away from the app? Is there a way to do that? Hmm. There might, if not there, we could use some sort of timer on the front end. I don't know. I might have to do a little bit more research on that. So let's keep it as optional for now. Where was I? Let's put a couple of asterisks there because I don't know if that's going to be possible with native PHP, but we'll say bounce rates. That's really important. Reporting features, date range, yeah, exporting capabilities. All of that is part of CSV. I'm just gonna do CSV for now. Real-time data updates, we can do that. Comparative analysis tool, that's too much. No. Let's take that off. Trend visualization with charts and graphs. We can do charts, we can do graphs. Geolocation system, this all changes. It's not gonna be implemented with SQL, it's gonna be type sense. One sec. None of this ever seen, ever sign bullshit. None of that. Search parameter, user location, radius, the job location coordinates. And this, all of that, I think is capable, or we are capable of doing that with TypeSense. Actually, let me take a look real quick. Flashbang alert. Supports let me make this bigger. TypeSense supports GeoSearch on fields containing latitude and longitude values. So we're looking into jobs with latitude and longitude based on a user location. So the API works. So we have a document with a title and a location. Searching within a radius. Query by title, filter by location within a radius. So we're going to look for look in a list of jobs, filtering by a user location within a radius and sorting by radius. Okay, totally doable. Nice, nice, nice. Location data management. Coordinate validation and normalization. I don't know what that means. Yeah, I don't know what that means. It's just bullshit. Actually, like I said, I think we're going to go with public API for location um, not location, lat long based on city, state, and country. Location caching or location caching. That's all that we're going to say here. Basically, I want to use an API for the first time we search for a place, a city, a state, and a country, but we're going to cache that into a table and incrementally have a local um, cache of values so that we don't have to contact the API a second time. Integrity checks, I don't know what that is. Bulk location updates, not really. That'll take too much. It could be done, but I'm not going to worry about that. Push notification management. It's going to be Firebase integration, Firebase cloud messaging setup and configuration, device token management, yeah, message payload construction, delivery status tracking. Is this, we can track delivery status on Firebase? I think we can. I mean, we should. We're going to look into that. That's way down the line. Way down the line. Targeted notifications send to users within specific geographic regions. Again, this is an added value for the users to register, and they also have to opt in to notifications in their area. That's the whole value of the mobile app and why the user would register. I want to have live notifications of jobs that are being posted in my area. Automated alerts for new jobs matching user criteria. This could also not be only for geolocation jobs. Maybe the user also opts in not just for jobs in the general area, but also for jobs that matches their search criteria, maybe the keyword or the industry. So that could be another option, not just the area, because if we're going to do area, I will wait. We do have geolocation in native PHP, don't we? I think I saw it. Yeah, we do. So we could ask the user for permission to access their location when they are searching for a job or registering. Actually, it would be for when they're searching. We could ask permission for their location when they're searching for a job. We could keep that information on a session on the session as a session-based data, and then store it along with the user information if they decide to register. So we have not only the user information but also their location data if they allow, and if they allowed for it, if they allow for the app to record that information, and then we can use that to refine the search later. And let me read about this real quick. We have get location using network positioning is faster and less accurate, or we can use GPS. I think network would be the way to go here, because ultimately what we would end up doing is doing a search, um, getting at latitude and longitude, and if I'm not mistaken, we can then use the API, the public API, to query by latitude and longitude and then get an approximation of a city and a state. I think that's possible. So in the search, we can just, or we could pre-fill. I'm just looking at minutia right now, but I'm just thinking ahead, thinking, trying to visualize the search. There's a search field, and the application says, "Hey, can I use your current location to search for jobs?" And then we pre-populate a couple of drop downs with city and state and country based on that location once we have acquired it. So that way we normalize all of that in the user information. We will have the user info, name, email, state, city, country, and also latitude and longitude values. If not, we would only have if the user decides to just manually search for, okay, this is the city, this is the country, this is the state. And we can use the I believe we can use a public API to do both. Get a list of cities based on a country. Sorry, get a list of states based on a country, and get a list of cities based on a state. So we don't have to keep track of that, of have a big table of countries, cities, and states. We can just have a cache value of queries that we do often. Yeah, that sounds fun and interesting. All right, back to this. Bulk notifications. Okay, broadcast messages to all registered users. We could have a scheduled broadcast, not just when a job is posted, but we can have a weekly blast to all users. Maybe that's a good way to bring back users into the app and just keep active users. Schedule notifications for optimal delivery times. That's also very useful. And track notification delivery rates and user engagement. I think that's all in Firebase. We'll see that later. Remove the SPA. This is a native mobile app requirements. User design, user interface design. Homepage layout, a prominent search bar center position with clear placeholder text, autocomplete suggestions. Based on what? I mean, we have type sense. We could have, if we're going to keep track of popular keywords somehow, we could offer auto suggestions based on that data. Type sense is fast enough to provide a list of popular keywords based on the user when it's typing. So yeah, we'll keep it. We'll keep it. Search history functionality. Sure. Could be based on device, based on user session, or user or registered user. Could be useful. Okay, let's keep it. Search history. Display of recent searches. That is also useful. Okay. Call to action elements, highly visible get job alerts button, registration, incentivize, and benefits. Incentivize. Registration, incentives, and benefits. And clear value proposition messaging. This is all to get the user to give us that juicy, this is creepy. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm going to stop. This is to incentivize the user to give us their very valuable information, personal information that we can then use to guard their, to what is the word? To create an audience, basically. And an audience means value. Value for publishers that want that audience driven to their jobs. But it's also valuable because we are giving the user that registers a value of giving them real-time information about jobs that are posted that might be interesting to them. So that's the value for the user, that's the value for the publisher, and that's a value to us as an application, because at the end of the day, it's a business. Responsive design, obviously it's a mobile app. Mobile first approach with touch optimized interface. I don't think that's really necessary. I mean, that's all bullshit, but let's just keep it. This is not a progressive web app. This is a mobile app. So let's use native. Ooh, native app capabilities. Keep doing that. Like push, not native push notifications and geolocation. Fast loading times and smooth animations. Sure. I don't know what this is. WCAG guidelines. What is that? That's a new concept for me. Web accessibility. Wait. Oh. Web content accessibility guidelines are technical guidelines for making web content more accessible to people with a wide range of disabilities, such as visual, auditory, physical, speech, cognitive, and I think this is. It is important. I've never tackled this in any app that I've done, which is a problem, I think. No, it is a problem. obviously. It'll be interesting to try and adhere to this list of guidelines. It'll be a learning process, a learning experience for me at least. So let's keep it in. We're gonna try and make it accessible, make it compliance with accessibility guidelines. Compliant. All right. Job search functionality. Keyword search, full text search across job titles and descriptions, API integration, real-time communication with backend services. Okay, search parameters. Keyword, job titles, location filtering, city and state mostly. We're gonna have ads in just a second. Employment type and experience level. Experience levels. Nah, we're not gonna have that. We could have employment type. Yeah. And the result, we're gonna have the job title, company name, location, distance from the user. I mean, we could. Is there a way for us to create a distance between 2 points, latitude and longitude? Can we do that with typesense? Hmm. All right, we
The
have
stream
ads.
is now paused for ads.
I'm gonna take a quick bio break, as in I gotta take a piss. Be right back. Right. I think we're almost done, or halfway there at least. Salary range, no. It's not part of our application. Date, yeah. Quick preview of the description. Did we have description on the job? I think we did. Interactive elements, click through tracking, save job functionality. Apply now is just going to take the user to the actual job application on the publisher. So that's the most valuable action. Share job postings. I don't think we're going to have that, at least at the beginning. Save job functionality. We could have a bookmark functionality. I think that's valuable to have. So yeah, let's keep that. Of course, apply now. I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but I think in order for us to take the user to the application, we should require a registration. I know it sounds scammy, but we need to have an audience. And ultimately, we are offering the value of, hey, you want to see the job postings? Sure, just register and we'll take you there real quick. We need to have a return. I mean, it is why we have an app. If we are going to have an app and we require an audience, I mean, yeah, I think it's the registration would be required when you click the apply now button. Quick form, painless and easy. And we add the value of, hey, we'll show you more of these live. So yeah. We could have email verification. Yes, that sounds useful. So that we don't have bots. So this could be, the registration phase could be, hey, do you want to fill in all of this? First name, last name, and email? Or do you prefer to use login with Google? And then we can have all of that data back. Email verification only required if you are doing manual login with email address. Optional enhancements, phone number. We're not going to have phone numbers. We are going to request for location permissions on registration. And we're going to ask for job preferences and interests. We're going to see how, we'll see later how we can implement that. But it is an interesting value proposition. Registration process, form validation, yeah, email verification, automatic push notification subscription, welcome message and onboarding flow. The onboarding flow is just asking for job preferences, I think, and then finally taking the user to the job that they want to apply to. Privacy policy and terms of service acceptance. That's going to be interesting. Never written one of those. We'll see what we can do. but this looks fine for now. Push notification integration, client-side implementation, Firebase SDK, device token registration management, notification permissions handling, background notification processing. That is all done via Firebase and native PHP. Personalized job recommendations, jobs near user current location, app updates and announcements. That is also good. Notification preferences and opt-out options. Okay, yeah, makes sense, makes sense. API backend requirements, authentication services, JWT token-based authentication. Okay, we can handle that. Well, no, user management should be, we're gonna delegate user management to WorkOS. Device management, device registration for push notifications, that's on native PHP. Firebase token management, multi-device support per user. That's an interesting concept. Device deregistration and handling. I mean, it is important to have. We'll see. Yeah, let's keep it in. Figure it out later. Job services, API, job search endpoints. Oh, all of the endpoints. Nice. Search, job detail options, API jobs ID, user services API. This is all for. This is. Well, this might change in the future because we are using WorkOS. So it's mainly just an authenticate route. No, wait, we do need this. After work, we are going to keep track of some user data, and we need to, I think we need to keep that in the database. WorkOS will provide some of that, but I think we do need some information in order to, keep some data in the database and also synchronize that data with type search because we're going to need user information like location and stuff available. Yeah, okay, let's keep it there. After the user uses WorkOS to authenticate, we can then take him to a registration endpoint to save some of the data back to the database. Okay. Email verification initiation, automatic notification subscription, profile management. We're going to have that. Analytics and tracking. User interaction login. Ooh, okay. Search query tracking. Click-through rate measurements and conversion tracking. That's all important. Performance monitoring. API response times. Yeah. Error rate monitoring. System health checks and usage pattern analysis. That's kind of deep. We might not need to do that. The other three, I think we do. Data models, publishers with ID, name, email, description, website, logo, status, timestamps. We don't need a description or an email. For jobs, ID, publisher ID, title, description, location, coordinates. We don't need experience level or salary range. Application URL, expiration date, status, and timestamps. The username, email. That is all part of the default information or the default user table that we have in Laravel. Job groups, ID, name, description, status, and timestamps. Okay. Job group assignment. We have a group ID, a job ID, and a weight percentage. Oh, for jobs, we also need to have a rate. Also called RPU. It's called RPA. Oh, for fuck's sake, dude, don't do that. RPA for revenue per action. So that's going to be basically as the amount of money that we get paid every time a user is taken to a job from a publisher. Job groups, description, yeah, job assignment, weight percentage, analytics, user sessions. User sessions, what? Oh, the tables, sessions, job clicks, queries, notification, derivatives, conversion events. That all looks fine. We might need a few more later, but let's keep it as that. This is all bullshit. There's security requirements, encryption, database encryption, at rest, personal data anonymization capabilities. I don't know what that is. GDPR compliance measures. I don't know what that is either. What the heck is this? GDPR compliance means following European Union's General Data Protection Regulations, which sets strict rules for protecting the personal information, personal data of EU citizens. This involves implementing technical and organizational measures like obtaining explicit user consent, limiting data processing to specific declared purposes, and ensuring data accuracy, security, and the ability for individuals to access and control their own data. Okay. I have some research to do. It'll be interesting to not only be accessibility compliant, but also GDPR compliant. That's a real world scenario that honestly I haven't had to tackle on my own apps. Let's keep it in. I have some reading to do. API security, rate limiting and throttling, input validation, yeah. SQL injection, yeah, all of that is on Laravel's side. User privacy, consent management system. Consent management system, data retention policies, right to delete implementation, privacy policy compliance, performance requirements. Can you imagine? I think that's reasonable, right? API endpoints less than 200 milliseconds average response time, search results, because you use time sense. This is very, very much obtainable. And of course, under 2 seconds. Wow. 2 seconds is the bar. Okay. Scalability, support for 10,000 plus concurrent users. Sure. Let's aim for that. Horizontal scaling capabilities. Okay. Database optimization and indexing. That's from the get-go. CDN integration for static assets. Yeah, that's Vite. Availability 99.9 uptime requirement. Graceful degradation during peak loads. Automated backup and recovery systems. Monitoring and alerting systems. Sounds doable. Testing. The hell? Testing requirements. Unit testing using PS4 framework. Integration testing using for API endpoints. End-to-end testing for user workflows. Performance testing under load. We can do all of that with PS4. Quality assurance. There is not going to be anything because it's just me and me alone. We could try and put in place an automated testing and CI and CD pipeline. We can do that with GitHub easily. There's not going to be a code review. That's just me. Security vulnerability scanning. Okay. Accessibility testing compliance. I don't even know what that is, but sure, let's skip it. Let's put it there. Deployment and maintenance. Staging environment for pre-production testing. This is actually something that we should try and put in place. I mean, realistically speaking, this is a mobile app, or at least that's what I'm envisioning this to be, a mobile app. So what does a staging environment mean for a mobile app? Maybe a test build. We'll see. What is blue-green deployment with zero downtime objects? See, all of this is supposed to be, I don't know what that is, but I would like to know. Database migration management and configuration management. Yeah, that's all part of Laravel. Monitoring and maintenance, application performance monitoring. We do have that with, say it with me, if I can remember. Holy shit. The Laravel thing for monitoring. Holy crap. Why is my memory so bad? Pulse, Laravel Pulse. Yes. Okay, Laravel Pulse. Thank you. Laravel Pulse. Error logging and alerting. Regular security updates. This is all kind of a filler bullshit, but it is important. Success metrics. Monthly active user growth, user registration conversion rates, job application completion rates. That we don't care about that one. Push notification engagement rates, job posting performance metrics, publisher retention rates, revenue per publisher, if applicable. It is, we have revenue. Job posting renewal rates. Okay. And then technical performance, system uptime and reliability, API performance time, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Yeah, the last part is a bunch of things that in reality, if you're deploying something to production, you do have to think about that. So we're going to try and stick to that scenario as much as possible. That's why I may be rusty and not knowledgeable at some things, but that's why we do this stuff because we want to learn. So I want to learn too. It'll be an interesting learning experience. All right, so that's the document. That took a while. We're going to use this document as our compass, our north, and our guiding star. And I think what I want to do now is, oh, I downloaded all of the what was it? Android Studio stuff. So before we go, I would like to test if I can use native PHP, especially in Linux. I haven't tried that yet. So let's do a test. We could create a scaffold for the mobile app. Make sure that we can install native PHP in it. Let's try that. One second. There we go. Let's make this maybe a little bigger. How can I make this bigger? Oh my God. I will find a shortcut for that later, but for now, let's do Laravel new. Let's call this job seek app. Oh, we don't have the Laravel installer. Oh, that is unacceptable. Unacceptable, I say. Where's the Laravel installer? Here it is. Really? Sorry, I'm getting used to this. I'm gonna type it. Composer require global, right? Global require. We don't have the, oh, I see. One sec. I know how to solve this because I do have a, it's because I installed my CSH. Oh, one sec. I have to go here. Where is it? Bash RC. Really? Oh. There is the path that I needed. I need this value here.
The stream is now paused for ads.
That should be copy, right? Oh my god. How can I freaking copy and paste? What is the keyword? Hmm. Shortcut search keyboard. Shortcuts. Copy. Oh my god. Really? How do I? It was so easy on Mac. Holy. Oh. Really? Okay, whatever. Let's do it that way. I can't do it like that here, though. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh. Before I complain. Okay, there you go. Laravel new. Okay, not here. We are not going to use any starter kit because we are going to vibe code this. Vibe coded. So none. Testing framework, pest. Oh, this is going to be a problem. I don't have a database here. Uh-oh. Do I need it for this test? Do I? Do I? Do I? Just to get over this hurdle, I'm going to use SQLite. I can switch at any time. But for now, I'm going to use SQLite just so I can have some migrations run. I am going to need something. Oh, wait. Would you like to? Yeah, go ahead. I am going to switch to this for a moment. And then I'm going to switch my monitor to, wait. Oh yeah, gotta do this here. Come on, buddy. Connect. I need my key for native PHP, and I have that on my Mac. So I gotta put it in my shared drive so I can access it from my Linux machine. One sec. Can let you guys see that. Where's my mouse? There we go. I think this should be enough. One sec. I'm gonna bring my auth.json file from Mac into this machine. Where is my network drive? Oh, there it is. And now we go grab this and put it in the drive. Okay. I think I can come back to this Monitor, nope, stay there. Don't fail me now. Come on. I mean, I can see it here, but my monitor is not showing. Why? I hate it when this happens. So finicky this. Let me try this 1 sec. There we go. Now I can see it. So I need to get into my where's my drive? Really? You're not gonna show it? Network. There it is. Where are you? Author JSON. Here we go. I'm gonna put this in my home. Yeah. And then I can just move that from home into Composer. There is no Composer. Really? Interesting. Oh, it's in config. Okay. Let's see if it works. Back into sites, back into JobSig app. And now let's try and follow the documentation. For installing native PHP. Getting started. Introduction, quick start, installation. Here we go. I already have a license. Uh, okay, we need to add to this. We need to add this to composer.json. No problem. Copy that. Let's open PHP Storm. Let's open a project, which is Insights. You're not gonna show it? Jobsic. There it is. Then let's open composer.json. Why are you doing that? Oh, it's control. Oh my goodness gracious. What is this? There it is. Sorry. Still learning the keybinds. All right, let's go over here.
Lalpeklu Lelchun just subscribed to the channel. You're amazing.
I'm not even going to attempt to repeat your name, but thank you, dude. You're amazing. Thank you for subscribing. All right, repositories. That's done. Sure, whatever. And what else? What else? Composer require. Okay. Native PHP mobile. Hmm. All right. One sec. Gotta log into this. What was the email? Let me check. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, okay. Forgot about this. Forgot I was using. Why am I in 8.2? That's dumb. Uh, oh, okay. All right, well, how did I? Okay, valid use 8.4, I think is the command. Command. Okay. So that's basically the same thing as using herd in Mac or Windows, but in this case, since we don't have herd for Linux, we have to use the valet command. And I do have several PHP versions installed, and we can switch easily. So if I do now PHP -v, we should be on 8.4. Okay. Oh, but that's also a problem because when I created the application, I created it with buggers. Can I do a composer update? Upgrade, maybe? No. I'm gonna have to create the project again. Blast. Blasted. Change the value in composer.json. The PHP value? Is that all? Let's see. Like that? It is still using Laravel framework. Okay, let's try this. Let's try and do this then. If we do composer update again, that should do it, right? Might have to delete the log.json. Probably. All right, I think that worked. Okay, cool. Let me try and do composer require again for native PHP mobile. Native PHP. Here we go. Here we go. We're doing it. We're doing it. All right. If it's the first time, you already did that. Uh, Before running install, let's do this. Copy this. And let's open the .env file. With this? No. Oh my god. Oh boy, oh boy. Are you back? Yes, but you messed up everything. Oh no, 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 no. What did I do? Why is it so big? Oh, this. Jesus. There is one key combination that I have to find it, but every time I do that, it just screws up the resolution of my display. And I don't know why. And Control P does not work, my friend. Mm. Why can't... Oh my god. Something's wrong with this installation. I can't click on menus either. Mm. It is a process. I know. Okay, so pretty sure I lost. No, there they are. Okay. And my company is going to be called Me Jobseek. Debug and one. That's fine. And now, PHP Artisan native install. Include ICU enable? No. Well, no. What? What is that? Class CPark I have not found. What? Am I missing? Am I missing a package? I don't even know what I'm missing.
The stream is now paused for ads.
I would have thought that was already there. Maybe not. I don't know. Looks like I'm missing a zip library for PHP, but I can't. There is unmet dependencies for Ubuntu, and I'm gonna have to figure this out on my own because I don't know what to do. Okay, I have homework. I'll try to get this working um, by Friday. If, and this is a big if I can't get it to work on Ubuntu, we're gonna have to move to Mac just so that we can make progress. Try with PHP 8.3. Let me see. Um, not installed. Okay. How about 8.2? No, not even 8.2. Well, that is 8.4. Wait a second. Wait a second. No. I'll troubleshoot this offline just so that I can get that zip library installed in Ubuntu. There's got to be a way. But if I cannot make it in a day, by Friday, we will have to move to Mac so that we can make progress. We have, as of now, there is nothing tying us to Ubuntu. It would have been nice to have the native PHP in Linux, but it all depends if I can solve this by Friday. Anywho, it's getting toasty in here. We'll continue this on Friday. By Friday, we should be able to start coding something. Okay. If you're on YouTube, the stream is going to end now. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you again on Friday. We will continue working on this project, and I promise there will be more code. I know it's been a lot of planning so far, but yeah, sometimes that happens. If you want to hang out a little bit more, you can use the link in the description to hop over to Twitch. I am going to switch content and I'm going to go and play video games. I'm going to play Dune Awakening, the new content that dropped yesterday. Otherwise, thank you so much. I'll see you again on Friday. Bye, YouTube. Bye.